Good afternoon to one and all. Today we will continue with the partnership portion, and today we are going to start the death of a partner. This is another phrase in the partnership business, which may arise when a partner is deceased or when a partner die. Okay, there are various situations um, when a partnership firm can be reconstituted, as we have already studied. That is change in profit sharing ratio, admission, right, retirement, and death is one of those part, right? So today we are going to start death of a partner. What happens to the accounting treatment in a partnership firm when a firm is losing a partner? Okay, when a partner dies. Clear? So let's start. So as we start, we'll first of all know about what are the adjustments, basic adjustments required in the at the time of death of a partner. Okay, so we'll start with this. See, basically what happens is that when a partner dies, at the time you have to pay him all those things what we used to pay at the time of retirement. Okay, it's almost the same treatment. Only the exception thing is that there are two exceptional thing. One, that death is not certain, right? So when death is not certain, what will happen is that rest of the things you can pay on time. That is what whatever the amount of due will be there, like suppose reserve is there. Okay, then worksman compensation fund is there, or any type of money is there or fund is there, that you can pay him or her as we have done in other cases. But the difference arises when it comes to sharing up the profit. Okay, and along with that sharing of profit, there can be interest on capital, salary to the partner. Okay, likewise things which are generally payable monthly basis or on the basis of the time period worked. Okay, profit is paid on the basis of the time period worked, and salary or salary, or you can say for example interest on capital, interest on drawings, this all will be charged or being allowed on the basis of the time period, right? So that is the monthly basis. Okay, per annum or the time period. In simple word, you can take for example time period. Okay, जितने दिनों तक का टाइम पीरियड होगा उतने दिनों का ही इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल किया जाता है, इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्राइंग्स किया जाता है. ओके, सैलरी दिया जाता है पार्टनर को. अगर अगर कभी फ्लैट सैलरी दिया जा रहा है देन दैट इज सेपरेट. अदरवाइज टाइम पीरियड के बेस पे दिया जाता है, एंड शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट भी टाइम पीरियड के बेस पे ही दिया जाता है. ओके, सो इसका कैलकुलेशन करना जरूरी होता है एट द टाइम ऑफ डेथ ऑफ ए पार्टनर. एंड अलोंग विद दैट यू हैव टू आल्सो कैलकुलेट द amount of money what is payable to the deceased partners executor. ठीक है, एट द टाइम ऑफ रिटायरमेंट क्या था, हम लोग रिटायरिंग पार्टनर के अकाउंट में भेजते थे, राइट? लेकिन यहाँ पे जो पार्टनर मर गया उसके अकाउंट में और कोई एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं होता है, क्योंकि उसका कोई लाइव उसका कोई एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं बचा है. ठीक है, तो उसका जो पैसा बनेगा, जितना भी पैसा बनेगा, हम लोग उसको उसके एग्जीक्यूटर के अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर कर देंगे. ओके, वी विल ट्रांसफर इट टू द एग्जीक्यूटर अकाउंट. ठीक है, सो दीज आर द टू इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स यू नीड टू रिमेंबर. फर्स्ट वन, द कैलकुलेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट along with interest on capital, salary, interest on drawings. ठीक है, and along with that transfer will need to be done to the executor's account. Okay, deceased partners executor जो मर गया, not deceased. Okay, it's deceased partners capital account, right? डिसीज पार्टनर कैपिटल अकाउंट में हम लोग सारे ट्रीटमेंट करेंगे, फिर वहां से हम लोग उसके एग्जीक्यूटर में ट्रांसफर कर देंगे. क्लियर है? तो हम लोग शुरू करते हैं. पहले हम लोग स्टेप्स देखेंगे कि क्या क्या चीजें हम लोग को करना है उसमें. ओके, फिर जो बाकी प्रोसीजर होता है वो सेम होता है रिटायरमेंट जैसा. ठीक है, मैं तुम लोगों को कैलकुलेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट दिखाऊंगा. गुडविल तो ऑलमोस्ट सेम ही रहता है ट्रीटमेंट, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. कैलकुलेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट दिखा दूंगा, जहाँ पे दो मेथड्स होते हैं, उसमें भी हम लोग कैसे एक्सप्लेनेशन करेंगे वो मैं बाद में बताता हूँ. हम लोग पहले शुरुआत करते हैं with the concept of death of partner. So let's start. So death of a partner में क्या होता है, क्या क्या अमाउंट कैलकुलेट किया जाता है. देखो, द अमाउंट स्टैंडिंग इन द क्रेडिट साइड ऑफ कैपिटल अकाउंट, उसके कैपिटल अकाउंट में जो पैसा होता है वो मिलेगा उसको. हिज शेयर ऑफ इंक्रीज इन द वैल्यू ऑफ गुडविल, जो भी वैल्यू ऑफ गुडविल होगा उसका उसका मिलेगा उसको हिस्सा. फिर इंक्रीज ऑन इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल, वो इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल दिया जाएगा. अलॉन्ग विद दैट सैलरी, ठीक है, कमीशन, उसके बाद इंटरेस्ट एंड ड्राइंग्स भी काटा जाएगा अकॉर्डिंगली, जैसे क्वेश्चन बता के देगा वैसे करना है। हिज शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट ऑन रिवैल्यूएशन या लॉस ऑन रिवैल्यूएशन जो भी बनता है वो दिया जाएगा या काटा जाएगा। His share of undistributed profit, okay, he will get the share of undistributed profit reserve, like accumulated profit is there, accumulated reserves are there, like losses are there, all those he will get, right? And after that his share of profit up to the date time of death, मतलब जितने दिनों तक जिंदा था उतने दिनों तक का, right? और I've already mentioned that these all things will be added as well as deducted. What is the thing that will be deducted? Drawings will be deducted from the capital, interest on drawings will be deducted, loss on revaluation will be deducted, undistributed loss will be deducted, and if the goodwill appears in the balance sheet, that will be deducted. So I have told you already all these things along with the first explanation, that in the capital account, what you have to adjust, what are the things you are going to get? The capital account credit balance, goodwill, whatever the partner will get, interest in capital, what is going to get, okay? Then salary if he is going to get anything, or commission. Then the share of profit on revaluation, the share of undistributed profit or reserve, and the profit till the date of death. And what will be deducted from his capital? Drawings, interest on drawings, right? Loss on revaluation. Then if there is debit balance of capital, sometimes debit balance of capital might be there, that he is having incurring loss, extra loss, or debit balance of current account, that will be coming the debit side. Then his undistributed loss, any undistributed loss that is appearing in the balance sheet, and as well as goodwill appearing in the balance sheet, all this will be adjusted. Clear? So now I will explain you how we are going to pass the entries at the time of distribution of profit. Rest of the things are same, but only the treatment that is required is the entry for share of profit. Okay, rest of the thing whatever you have learned, that is the same thing, only the difference is that entry for share of profit. Okay, share of profit of deceased partner, okay, or death partner. Here, so entry for share of profit of the deceased partner. याद रखना कि deceased partner जो होता है उसका जो profit बनता है, जो भी बनता है, okay, that will be transferred to the capital, okay, his capital account. And how it will be transferred? Since see, death is not certain, and that is why it may occur on any day, right? So in that case you are not aware of when this type of incident may happen. That is why partners generally they already decide that if this type of situation arises, how we are going to settle it. Okay, so there are two ways of settling it. One, on the basis of last year or last few years profit, or the second method is that either you will take sales, that is the proceeding of the last few years, on the basis of profit. There are two methods. Okay, one, either profit of the last year or the last few years. The other one is you can take the sales of sales of the last year based on that what was the profit earned. Okay, whatever the turnover was there and what was the profit earned, that proportion you have to take, and you have to find out the profit for this year. ठीक है, एक हो गया सेल्स के बेसिस में किया जाएगा और एक हो गया प्रॉफिट के बेसिस में किया जाएगा, दो मेथड. Okay, but the entry will remain the same. Since we are not certain, see, as I already told you, that is not certain, and it can occur on any date, and since we are not certain of what may happen, that is why what happens is that we will prepare one such entry which is kept as suspense. Okay, usko suspense ki tarah rakha jata hai. We don't know what will happen in future. We assume that the business will continue as it was last year. Okay, it will continue as it was last year. That means it is assumed that it will have the same sort of activity as it was last year, but we know that it cannot remain the same, right? It cannot remain the same as it was last year. There will be something or the other changes, or it might be that last year it was profit but this year it is loss. Okay, we don't know that. So since we are not aware of that and we are taking on the basis of assumption that it will remain like this, ठीक है, हम लोग assume कर रहे हैं कि ऐसे ही रह सकेगा. Okay, that is why we keep it as suspense account. We keep it as a farm's loss. मतलब फार्म का लॉस होगा, उसको पार्टनर को पे करने से फार्म का लॉस होगा ना. So we take that it is going to be a loss for the farm, So it is profit and loss. We call it suspense account. Okay, why it is suspense? Because we don't know whether there will be profit or loss in the current year. Okay, because we have taken the base of last year, so we don't know whether there will be profit or loss this year, so we are taking it as suspense account, right? So that is why profit and loss suspense account debit, and the money will go to partners capital account. That is why it is to deceased partners capital account. Okay, profit and loss account debit to deceased partners capital account. Okay, I hope all of you understood this concept. So this is the logic. What is the logic to keep suspense account? We are not certain about the present year situation. We are taking the assumption of last year, but this year there might be profit, there might be loss. We don't know what is going to happen. That is why we take suspense account, and the money will be credited to partners capital account. Clear? Now we will go to the method of calculating the profit. Okay, how the profit will be calculated. Okay, how profit is calculated. So as we go for calculating the profit, just a minute. Okay, so we know that there are two methods. Okay, there are basically two methods for calculation of profit. So what are the two methods? First one is on the basis of time. Okay, time basis, that is we will take the last year's profit, and on the basis of that we will do. And the other one will be on the basis of sales or turnover. Sales or turnover refers to how much was the sale of last year. Okay, how much was the sale of last year? So we can take any of the method we can take depending on the question. So remember that there are two methods of calculation of profit. First one is on the basis of time, that is on the basis of last few years profit, and the other one is turnover, that is on the basis of sales. Clear? So let's start with the on the basis of time period. Okay, so here is a question. We'll take up with an example. So what is the example telling about? A, B and C are partners in a firm whose books are closed on 31st of March each year. A died on 30th June 2009, and according to the agreement, the share of the profit of deceased partner up to the date of death is to be calculated on the basis of average profit of last 5 years. Try to understand. A, B, C were the partners, and the books are closing on 31st March every year. Okay, A died. Clear? A died on 30th June. So how many days after the books are closed? It is closed on 31st March, right? So up to 31st March, all the accounts are over. So after that, we have to see, right? So what is that? April, May, June. April, May, June, because on June 30, A died, right? So it is June, April, May, June, 3 months. So 3 months A was there. And according to the agreement, the share of profit of deceased partner, and according to agreement, if any partner dies, whoever partner dies, okay, what will happen? Up to the date of death, his share of profit will be calculated on, okay, the profit will be given on the basis of the average profit of last 5 years. Okay, if any partner dies in between the year, his share of profit will be given on the basis of the profit of last 5 years, average profit. Okay, you will take the average profit of last 5 years, and on the basis of that, you are going to give the deceased partner share of profit. Clear? So what is the given here? The net profit of last 5 years has been like this. 2005 it was 14,000, 2006 18,000, 2007 16,000, 2008 we can see that there is a loss of 10,000, and 2009 we are going to see that it's a profit of again 16,000. So calculate a share of profit up to the date of death and past journal entries. So it came for 3 marks in the CBSE 2000 paper. So what you will do is that first of all find out the average profit. What are the average profits here? 14,000 plus 18,000 plus 16,000 minus 10,000 because it's a loss, right? Plus 16,000. So ultimately that total profit comes to 54,000, and the average will be divided by 5 because the number of years were 5. So it is coming to 10,800. The average profit of last 5 years was 10,800 rupees. Okay. So on the basis of this you are going to give. So this 10,800 rupees, how it will be given? Remember that what is A share? The profit sharing ratio is not mentioned here. So it will be taken as equally. Equally means 1:1:1. Three partners, so 1:1:1. So A share will be 1/3, right? 1/3. So 1/3 of what? 10,800. 1/3 of 10,800 is A share. And again, for how many months? You have to count the month also, because as many days A was alive, for that many days A will get the share of profit. So how many days A was alive? 3 months, right? Because we saw that the month, the year is ending on 31st March. So after 31st March, we have got April, May, June, only 3 months. So for 3 months, what will be the amount? It will be 10,800. You can directly do it, okay? 10,800 into 1/3 into 3/12. Ultimately, it will come 900. Here in the solution, they have done what? First of all, they have calculated for 3 months. It came 2,700. And after that, they calculated for A, that is 1/3. It came 900. You can do at a time. A share of profit equals to 10,800 into 1/3, 1/3 of A share, right? So 1/3, 10,800 into 1/3 into 3/12 for 3 months. So it will come 900. Okay. And we know the journal entry. Just now we saw that. But it will be profit and loss suspense account debit to profit and loss suspense account debit to A's capital account, isn't it? Profit and loss suspense account debit to A's capital account. You can see here profit and loss suspense account debit 900 to A's capital account 900. I hope all of you understood this concept. Okay, is it clear? Right. Okay, so now we will move to the next one, next sum. Okay, so let's take up another question. Here we'll be learning about the similar thing, that is last year's profit. Okay, so we'll take another example of this particular situation. What is given here? A, B, and C are were partners in a firm, and their profit sharing ratio were like this: 3:2:1. The firm is closing the books on 31st March every year. B died on 12/6/2007. So remember, the year ends on 31st March. So how many days we are getting? April, full of April, that is 30, right? The whole of April we are getting, that is 30 days. Then May we are getting 31 days, right? Then comes June. So June 12. That means B died on June 12. So up to June 12, how many days we are getting? 12 days. So April we have 30 days. May we have 31 days. It comes 61 days. And June we are getting how much? 12 days. So it is coming 73 days, right? So it is 73 days for which B has worked in the firm, right? So on B's death, the goodwill of the firm was valued how much? 60,000. So we have got goodwill here. The value of the goodwill was 60,000. We will find out B's share. Okay, and accordingly we'll do. On B's death, his share in the profit of the firm till the time of death was to be calculated on the basis of previous year's profit, which was 1,50,000. Okay, and B's share will be given on the basis of previous year's profit. The previous year profit was 1,50,000. Okay, and what is given here? Calculate B's share in the profit of the firm. We have to calculate B's share in the profit of the firm, and we are also required to give the journal entry for treatment of goodwill as well as B's profit at the time of B's death, right? So first of all, what will you do is that you have to find out how many days B worked in that particular year. So we have already got it. As I told you, it is 1st of April till 12th of June. So it is coming 73 days, right? So 73 days B has worked. And what was B share? B share was 2/6. Clear? 2/6. So let's find out B share of goodwill. So B share of goodwill, two things we have to find out. One is B share of goodwill. The other one is B share of profit. So let's find out first of all B share of goodwill. Remember, when you are giving the goodwill, you will not count it in days. It will be given as a flat amount, right? Whatever the share it is there, it will be given accordingly. Because goodwill has been created out of the hard work for over the years. It is not for this 73 days only. Okay, so that is why no need to count goodwill in month or days. It will be counted as a whole. So B's share of goodwill, it is 60,000. The total goodwill is 60,000, right? So goodwill of the firm is 60,000 and B share will be 2/6. So how much is B's share of goodwill? It is 20,000. And who will give this? Find out the new ratio. There's no new ratio given here. If the new ratio is not given, the old ratio will be taken as new ratio as well as gaining ratio, right? So what is the continuing ratio? A and C, 3:1. So A and C will give 3:1 share. Okay, in the ratio 3:1, they were going to give the 20,000 rupees to C. Okay, so what is B share of goodwill? B share of goodwill was 60,000 into 2 by 6, 20,000. And how it will be given? It will be given in the continuing ratio, that is 3:1. That will be the gaining ratio of A and C. Okay, and now coming to the calculation of profit. What was last year's profit? We saw that the last year's previous year's profit was 1,50,000, right? So 1,50,000 was previous year's profit. And what was the number of days B was alive? 73 days in this year. So B's share of profit will be 1,50,000 into 73 days. Since it is in days, so it will be divided by 365. Okay, if it is in month, we divide it by 12. If it is in week, then we divide it by 52. Clear? So it is days, so it will be divided by 365. So 73 divided by 365 into 2 by, that is B share 2 by 6, it is coming 10,000. So B share of profit is 10,000, right? Clear? Now let's give the entry for goodwill first. In case of goodwill, what will be the entry? A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit to, A's capital account debit, C's capital account debit to B's capital account. In the ratio 3:1, 20,000 will be given. That is 15,000, 5,000, right? So A's capital account debit, C's capital account debit. Okay, A's capital account debit 15,000, C's capital account debit 5,000 to B's capital account 12,000. Okay, A's capital account 15,000, C's capital account 5,000 to B's capital account 20,000. Being the share of goodwill, B's share of goodwill transferred to B's account. And then comes the share of profit. So the share of profit is 10,000, right? So how it will be given? B's capital will be credit and profit and loss expense account will be debit. So profit and loss expense account debit 10,000 to B's capital account 10,000. Clear? So this is how we are going to show the distribution of this is partner share of profit at the time of death under the basis of the method is previous year's profit. Okay, and the next one is on turnover or sales basis. Okay, now let's pick up this method. Under this method, we'll be learning how the profit is being given to the deceased partner on the basis of sales of last year or turnover of last year. Okay, so last year's turnover or sales is the same thing. So A, B, and C are sharing partners, are sharing profits in the ratio of 3:2:1. Okay, C died on 30th June 2011. C died, okay, on 30th June 2011. After that, what happened? So how many days you have found? You can just check it later. Wait, and the books are closing on 31st March. Okay, so now you can calculate the days. If the year ends on 31st March every year, so how many days are you getting month? It is April, May, June. So we are getting 3 months, right? 3 months C was alive. And then what is given there? Sales for the year ending 31st March amounted to 20,000. Sorry. Sales for the year ended 31st March 2011 was amounting to 6 lakh. That means last year's sale it was 6 lakh. Okay. And sales from 1st April 2011 to 30th June 2011 amounted to 2,40,000. This year, this 3 month, that C was alive during that time. Okay, for this time period, that is 1st April to 30th June till the date of C's death. For this 3 months, our sales was 2,40,000. Clear? And last year the sale was 6 lakh. Okay. The profit for the year ended 31st March 2011 was 30,000. Last year's profit was 30,000. Our last year's sale was 60,000. So 6 lakh. Okay. Last year हम लोग का sale हुआ था 6 lakh and last year's profit हुआ था 30,000. Okay. So what is the percentage of profit? We'll find out. So out of 6 lakh, we have earned a profit of 30,000 last year. Clear? So let's find out the sale percentage first. So you can just find out the percentage like this directly. I will just show you here. According to the question also you can do, or according to the calculation I'm showing, you can do according to that also. You can see how to find out percentage of profit. What is the percentage of profit? Percentage of profit. It will be profit divided by sales into 100. Okay. So how you are getting it? So last year's profit was how much? 30,000. And what was the sales? It was 6 lakh. So total percentage will come, how much percent will come? If we cancel, if we do the calculation, you can see that the profit that will appear will be 5%, right? 5%. So 5% is the profit. So accordingly, this year also we have seen. But remember one thing: this year the sale has been given from 1st April 2011 to 30th June 2011. The time period is already mentioned. So in this type of situation, you are not required to take the monthly basis. 3 months is not required because the sale already it is given for 3 months. अगर profit 3 महीने का दिया हुआ है तो उसको अलग से टाइम पीरियड के लिए 3 महीने के लिए निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है. वैसे ही यहाँ पे भी सेल्स 3 महीने का दिया हुआ है. So you don't need to find it out separately for 3 months again. Okay. So what will be the profit for the current year? Percentage of profit we have got. So profit for the current period will be current period. That means what is the current period? The current period is 1/4/2011 till 30th June 2011. Okay. So what is that? How much it will be? What was the sales? It was 2,40,000, right? And what was the percentage of profit? 5%. So ultimately, how much it is coming? 5% of this is 12,000, right? So the profit comes to 12,000. So what will be now C share? C's share of profit will be how much? It will be rupees 12,000 into what is C share? You can just see that C was having a share of 1/6, isn't it? So it will be just 1/6. So it is coming how much? Rupees 2,000, isn't it? This 2,000 is C share of profit. Clear? And the journal entry, as we know, it will be profit and loss, suspense account debit, profit and loss, suspense account debit to, okay, profit and loss, suspense account will be debited and the money will go to C's capital account. Clear? 2,000 rupees. Right? Just a minute, okay? Yeah. 2,000 rupees. I hope all of you understood this concept nicely. Okay. So this is how you're going to solve the sum. You can follow the method that has been given in the book also. Okay. There's no problem in that. You can follow any of the method. Both of the methods are correct and clear. Okay. This also you can follow. Okay, if you want, or this also you can follow. Fine. So we'll end up today's class here. Take care of yourself. We'll meet with the next video very soon. Okay.